Welcome to Hoops Roundup with your host, Randy Silver on Randy Silver TV. We break down the biggest sports stories daily from the game of basketball. Today, we have the FIBA World Cup Day 5 recap, following through another series to go through every day at FIBA with you. What's the agenda? We're going to go through all of Day 5 games. For the games happening today, this was the third game in the group play, so we'll know who's moving on to the second round after this game. Tomorrow, group play finishes for the back half of the teams as well. So we'll go over the standings, box scores, big games for you, and of course, preview USA versus Jordan. Go Team USA. If you haven't found me before, just so you know, we do this every day, so you can go back and look in the bio for all the other recaps, specific game recaps on Team USA. So let's dive into it for you. Here are today's scores, and then we'll go into the brackets. USA beat Germany by 26. 26. Here are today's scores. Germany beat Finland by 26, 101-75. Angola lost to Dominican Republic, 67-75. Here are today's scores. Germany, led by a couple NBA players, Dennis Schroeder of note, 101-75 win over Finland. Angola lost to Dominican Republic, led by Karl Anthony Towns, 75-67. Egypt beat Mexico, 100-72. France won their first game of the World Cup, 85-79 over Lebanon. However, as you probably saw in the news or you've been here, they're out of the World Cup. They lost their first two games. At least they go out on a winning note. Australia beat Japan 109-89. This was a winner-take-all game. They both were tied, and the winner of this game would move on. Australia goes to Japan and wins this game. We're going to dive into this for you as well. Italy beat the Philippines 90-83. Host Philippines put up a good fight. Had some exciting games, but could not pull out any wins, unfortunately. Lithuania beat Montenegro 91-71, and Canada trounced Latvia 101-75. Canada looks like a top team in this tournament. So now let's go into the groups to show you who's moving forward. In Group A, Dominican Republic and Italy. You get 2 points for win, 1 for a loss. This is actually crazy. Let's show you this. Italy, Philippines played today. Dominican Republic, Angola played. So Angola losing meant that they only had 4 points. Italy winning meant they had 5. So if they had switched, Angola would have gone on, Italy not. So it literally came down to the final day. And again, Philippines, 3 losses, 3 points. Group B, they play tomorrow. So you can see the standings here. And we'll continue forward. Group C, the standings here. So Group B, no one's qualified yet. Group C, USA is already qualified, regardless what happens. They play Jordan. Greece played New Zealand. They're on the same points of 3, so the winner of Greece, New Zealand will move on. That will be a game to pinpoint. Lithuania and Montenegro move on 6 and 5 points. If we show the games here, Montenegro lost to Lithuania. Mexico lost to Egypt. However, based off of previous standings, Egypt could not catch up. Montenegro had already qualified, so they move on with 5 points. Lithuania moves on with 6 points. In Group E, Germany and Australia move forward. Again, we already talked about it came down to that game, Australia versus Japan. Australia pulled it out in Japan. That is massive. That's a huge momentum build for them to move on in this tournament. Group F, they play tomorrow. Slovenia, Georgia are still in there, and Cape Verde. And then Group G, they play tomorrow. Spain and Brazil. And then you got Cote d'Ivoire still having a chance. And Group H, Canada, Latvia have already moved on and qualified based off of today. So how does this play into the second round? Dominican Italy will play B1, B2. Lithuania, Montenegro have moved forward. Germany and Australia move forward. Canada and Latvia. So right here, this is where C1, C2, this is the USA's bracket. So they'll fall into this group right here. Now let's show you some of the actual games and give you some breakdowns. Germany beat Finland 101-75. Plus 19 efficiency for Johannes Thiemann, Oliver Nikoruma. Plus 17 efficiency, 13 points, 14 points respectively. When we go to the box score, for Germany, some key players we can recognize. Franz Wagner, NBA player, did not play, coach's decision. His brother, Moritz Wagner, NBA player, 16 minutes played, 12 points. Schroeder, point guard, former Lakers, now on the Raptors, 15 points. So they had a nice showing across the board. And then for Finland, the player that you're going to recognize is Lauri Markkanen, breakout player for Utah this season, 12 points. He went 6 of 6 from free throws, nice, but not enough to get them over the hump and get the W. Germany took the lead early in the second quarter and never looked back. When we look at the points, you can see Germany here made more 2 points, 77%, 34% from three, basically tied. They were tied. Free throws, Finland made 100% of their free throws, which is pretty good rating. What really killed Finland was points from turnovers. Germany, 31 points, while Finland had 5. You're not going to win the game when you give up that many turnovers and they get that many points off of it. Angola, Dominican Republic, player of the game for Dominican Republic, Andres Feliz, plus 24 efficiency. Silvio de Sousa, plus 95 efficiency for Angola. So both had pretty good days. We look at the box score. Let's go down to Dominican Republic. Karl-Anthony Towns, 8 points only. So you expect much more out of him, especially all NBA player, especially in against Angola, not known as a big team. When we look at this game, you can see here that Angola was winning. Angola was losing for most of the first half into the third quarter. Came back and pulled it out. And then right at the end, Dominican Republic was able to take the lead and get the W. So this was a very compelling, very fun game. We look at what was the big factor in the game. 3-point field goals. Both teams shot poor. Angola was only 10%, just shy of it. Points off turnovers, again, 21 points off a turnover, but it was not enough to go ahead and beat Dominican Republic. If we go back to the group, let's show you that one moment. Again, Dominican Republic won that game. That helped them get top of the group. Angola needed a win. If they got a win, then they would have been tied with Italy on 5 points, and it would have gone down to point differential. And they were at minus 12. They lost this game. It would maybe have been really close, but Italy probably would have nicked them because Angola wasn't blowing them out. So that's a tough loss for Angola. The big one of the day, the key game, Australia beat Japan 109-89. Key players, Xavier Cooks, 36 point plus 36 efficiency, unreal night. Joshua Hawkinson for Japan, plus 38, butts him by 2. 24 points, 33 points, 16 rebounds, 7 rebounds, so 24 and 16 for Cooks is just really, really good. We look at the team comparison. Let's just go down right here. Time leading 39-13. The 47 seconds that is not there is when it was 0-0. At home, Japan never led. One more time. At home, Japan never led. Wild. You would think at home they would hopefully get a lead, start the game fast. Australia, cutthroat. They knew what they needed to do to keep Japan out of the game. Took the lead and never looked back. The big key moments here in the game, points from the bench, plus 14 for Australia. Points in the paint, plus 34 for Australia. Second chance points, plus 24. So they really were manhandling Japan. And because of that, as we talked about, when we go down to the group, Australia moved forward because they got 2 points from that game. They both were at 3. Japan lost. They had 1 point. So that hurts. That hurts for Japan at home. Goodbye. Thank you for coming into the tournament. Talked about Italy moving on as well. Philippines, Jordan Clarkson. Have to shout him out. He had a great tournament. He always talks about representing the Philippines. He put the team on his back. He performed really well. No shame in what he was able to do, but they were just outmatched throughout the whole tournament. We look at the team comparison. Again, it was not close really. In the second quarter, Italy took the lead and never really gave it back up. Always had a decent, comfortable lead. What was the key factors in the game? Points in the paint, 36 for the Philippines to Italy's 18. So you would think that, hey, that means they have a chance to really win that game. But no, when it came down to the free throws, 88 to 72%. When we look at threes, 41%, 34. So that really affected them. So if we go to the actual box score, what was that? How many free throws do they have? When we look at Italy, free throws, 15 to 17, while Philippines was 13 to 18. So actually not that big of a difference. 3 points, 10 of 29. They were 17 of 41. So an extra 7 times 3 is 21 points off of 3. That's how you get a 7-point discrepancy there. Then lastly, Canada versus Latvia. Shea Gillis Alexander, plus 32 efficiency. Rondois Crooks, a plus 22 efficiency, not bad. Alexander, 27 points, 6 rebounds. Big game. Canada's littered with NBA players. You can see here that Dwight Powell, 6 points. RJ Barrett, a nice 22. Olynyk, 15. He's been playing really well for the Canada this tournament. Dylan Brooks had 6. So your starting 5 is a very quality starting 5 NBA team. And then from Latvia, a couple did not play decisions. Highest score was 16 points. When we look at the overall team comparison, game was relatively close. Canada had already clinched going in, so they weren't probably playing their starters as much, giving people more time, reserves. But you can see here, Canada was down most of the first half. Go into this third quarter, have a down 1 halftime speech, take the lead, kind of almost came back, and then pulled away in the end. So Canada's strength and depth in numbers gave them the W. That lets them be first in the group. And we look here at the stats, 25 points off the bench, not bad for 19. For Latvia, points in the paint, relatively same. Points off of turnovers, plus 10 for Canada. So Latvia definitely held their own. Now let's preview USA versus Jordan. Game is at 4:40 a.m. Eastern, 1:40 a.m. Pacific. So if you're up, or you stay up, or you wake up early, go ahead and watch. Same venue the other 3 games have been. Mall Malaysia in Manila. Big pro-U.S. fans there, especially Jordan's not known as a powerhouse basketball team. You're going to say most of these fans are going to be for the USA. What should we be aware of? The game will be on ESPN2 if you can watch it. Team USA is a minus 41 to win the game, so that means they're expected to win by 41 points. They may make this worse, honestly, if they play and they play hard. Storylines, second unit has been playing really well for Team USA coming off the bench. Austin Reeves, fan favorite out there, has been doing very well. Cam Johnson's been coming in, being athletic. You would have to say that Bonchero's been coming in and doing really well. I want to see how the whole team is. Starting 5, gelling, starting well with Brunson, point guard. Jackson Jr. in the paint with blocks and being a menace. And then Anthony Edwards as the him of the team, really leading the team top to bottom. One person that Jordan has is Hollis Jefferson, has been playing very well. He had 39 points against New Zealand, but that's not going to get you the W to move forward. So you would expect USA to win, even if they're not playing their best and maybe not concentrated looking forward. Hopefully they're not, but they should get the W relatively easily. So that is your Day 5 FIBA World Cup recap. Of course, tomorrow we'll have a recap on the USA games as we've done with the other ones, so be on the lookout for that, and then we'll do a Day 6 recap. And once we're done, we're into the second round games, and then from there, the knockout games. Woo! Starting to get interesting, y'all. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe here on Hoops Roundup to be notified when these drop daily. If you care about European football or just global football, we have Football Roundup. If you like NFL, college football, we have Gridiron Roundup. If you're an MMA fan, we have MMA Roundup. And we have vlog videos, sportscasting videos, and so much more for you here. So please take a look at the channel. Thank you for watching. Go Team USA tomorrow. Out.